How much trouble would you want there not to be? It's a weird question, right? Because you won't have some to contend with, you wanna have something that forces from you the best that you have, and so you have to have real problems. Something like that, would you dispense with all your real you could?
Lay down on a bed and have pablum infused into your mouth, if all your problems were solved. And so maybe you want difficult problems that you can solve.
Something like that, because there's some I don't know what it is about. There's the overcoming and the growth that comes along with that. There's something about the nobility of the enterprise. You certainly see that when you go about having children, for example, which is the psychological literature is quite clear if you do moment-to-moment comparisons of people who have kids and people who don't have kids. The people who don't have kids are happier. And so are psychologists, who tend to get things wrong even when they make intelligent discoveries like that one. Immediately, some of them jump to the conclusion that because happiness is the goal, that while there's something about children that you don't make you unhappy, and that's not good. It's like, what, wait a second, and maybe that's the wrong metric. It's like, of course you're less happy once you have children because you have to worry about them. Do you know, my neighbor down the street is very smart. Woman said to me once, you can only be as happy as your unhappiest child, and which I thought was really good. If that's really smart, but then it isn't. It's well as having children doesn't make you happy. The answer isn't don't have children. It's like, don't be so stupid about being happy. That's the answer. It's because there's an ability and the pursuit, right? Of course, now you're responsible. You know who you have a new baby. Think specially for your new you. Think, who, what the hell is this? Is what am I going to do with it? It's like and then you're done for the rest of your life. You never sleep properly again because you're gonna be worried about this creature that you have to take care of. But like, what the hell good are you if you're not doing that, or something else equally difficult, because you just have it in cold out yet, unless you take on a responsibility like that. The idea that life is, that happiness is the purpose of life. It's like, great for happiness, man. If it comes along, you should be thrilled that it's visiting you, but the notion that's what you should pursue, that's the weakest possible notion. First of all, as soon as something terrible happens, you're done. Like, life is to be happy. It's like, well, now you have cancer. So how's the happiness thing work it out for you now? For maybe it's not, maybe it's your father that has Alzheimer's disease or some damn thing, and it's like it's a rare person that doesn't have some catastrophe. One purse and away from them is like, life is to be a happy. That's not right, and we can at least derive that from these stories. That isn't what they say at all. God's are perfectly happy in the stories to grant the peoples with whom he forms a covenant happiness and prosperity, but there's never a word that's the purpose of the rule is aimed high and get your bloody act together. That's the rule, and establish this contractual covenant with the ultimate ideal, and that will see you through the catastrophes. And that's a much more immature way of looking at life as far as I'm concerned, because all you have to do is have your eyes half open, and you see that the fundamental reality of life is tragedy and suffering. That's inescapable nipples. Request that doesn't mean that it makes a life unbearable, or that it makes being something that shouldn't have existed, or that isn't what it means, but it means that you have to contend with it, and you have to get ready, and the willingness to adopt responsibility for yourself and for others is the precondition for that. And then maybe if you do that,